Oh my goodness. Hold on. Oh, yo, yo, yo. Yay, yay, yay. Okay. Looks like that worked. Is it okay? We should be in the game, boys. So, ladies and gentlemen, I apologize. I was doing some research on the on tonight's subject matter, and I got a little distracted. I don't really know what happened. Just time kind of got away from me. I couldn't possibly know what happened, man. Just time. And it was time. Man, my mouth is gonna be super dry after this. Hey man, I was researching. I was doing dedicated research for the education of understanding how these humans and how let's grab myself. Hold on. Wow, that's you reckless, Ryan. Relax. I need you to relax. I have a full bottle of jug of water. Keep myself hydrated. Remember, stay hydrated all these times, boys, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we do here. Oh wait, I forgot to post this on Discord. God damn. I knew I had forgotten something. Is that mine? It is mine. In all this work, I forgot to post on the social medias. All right, cool. Let's do that. And then twata. Hit him on the twata. Get the little water. Because X gonna give it to you. It's gonna give it to you. I've seen people drink from the jugs. I have no disrespect, bro. Everybody has their method, okay? As long as you're drinking water, are you really gonna complain about the container in which it's held in? It sounds like we're going over the specifics. I don't know about you, but I hate fucking specifics. Anyways, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, the Insane Game Freak, later than usual, but always usually late. And we're going to talk about sex work / sex workers, because there's been a bunch of different conversations. It depends on what area in the internet you hang, but we'll kind of try to hit all the major points. So we got, is sex work work? We got, is it fair to judge sex work? Is sex work a problem for children? Like, just there's a bunch of things that's right. And sex work has become more of a topic, especially even in like the red manosphere. Thank you. I'm not taking the shirt off, Revolver. You trying to get me assed out on here, bro. I would almost, if it wasn't you, Revolver, I would make a donation threat, but I'm gonna lose and get embarrassed. And I'm not about to. I'm not about to get caught. It's about sex work. First off, all right, now listen. So here, I guess here's the first question. Let's start off with the basic conversation starter to see how this goes. Is sex work work? Let's start there. And I want you guys to give your thoughts and opinions. I want to make this a little bit more interactive than I normally do. So we're gonna, hold on. I think you can. Can't you do polls? Hold on. You can do polls. Is sex work? Is sex? I might need to put that in quotations so I don't get it confused with the work. So we're gonna start the poll, baby. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start off with the most basic of questions. Is sex work? Work. I need to see how you feel about it. It's not work because men get shamed for enjoying said work. Okay, that's Revolver's take. I want you guys to give your takes before we get into it. I mean, they doing things against their pleasure, which is standard for normal jobs. So yes. Okay, so we got a variety of answers kicking in already. Oh my God. Not talking about all the regulations and how things are handled, but I'm from the Netherlands, so a hard yes. Okay. So I've had 4 votes, and we got 3 of you are saying yes. The 1 of you is saying no, but there's 6 viewers. We need to get into this first because this will dictate a lot of the rest of the conversation once we figure out who judges it as work and who doesn't. But I'm going to leave that poll up for a bit while I talk about my personal opinion when it comes to sex work. I'm the only no, of course. So, okay, we got 5 votes, and once again, sex work is being viewed as work. Yes, I only bring this up because I remember a lot of people, and obviously my channel isn't what I would consider the best sample size, but apparently this was a whole conversation if sex work was work. And ironically enough, from the red pill communities, when the conversation came up about sex work in general, I just had the hypocrisy of sex. Well, yeah, but Revolver, that's a completely different part of the conversation. The conversation, we're starting with the simple question, do you view sex work as work? Because to me, what sex work really is just, do you view porn as work? Is porn work to you? Is making and producing and being a part of the experience that is porn, from a production and creation standpoint, work? And I think the reality that I don't know why people wouldn't think this, it's work. It's a job. If it's something you have to do to make and pay the bills, then it's a job. I don't know. I feel like that question seems almost ridiculous when people tell me, nah, it's not a job. Really? I mean, here's the thing. You may enjoy sex, right? Everyone may enjoy sex, but as people have learned, everybody has different feelings and pleasures and sexual organ issues or birth genetic defects that may affect their enjoyment of said sex. So you can't just assume just because it's sex, it's automatically fun. And because it's fun, it's automatically fun all the time. It's not. It's absolutely not. Okay. There's work involved. And the reason why this is important because then it brings up the question if sex workers are working hard. No, Revolver. I get we're gonna get into that portion of it. So I don't act like we're not gonna act like that there isn't a hypocrisy when it comes to sex, but that's not the core right now. Porn, OnlyFans, prostitution, work is work. I just wish it was safer regulated. If we talked about how people make voluntary choices, and hell yes, work is work. Exactly. Work is work. And the reason why this is important is because I don't understand how anyone can really view it as not work. It's work. It's work, but I think people also need to be fair about why people have the stigma. It has the stigma that it does, particularly I would say coming from females, because men are also participating in sex work, but every time people talk about sex work, they're mostly talking about women in sex work because it's way more popular with women. Now, I'm not really here to get into the why because I don't think the why is important for this part of the conversation. But when it comes to sex work, why is there a stigma against women doing this? Like, oh, this is someone's daughter. Oh, it's my sister. No, I'm not video calling you, Mom. I got my nephew's probably at my mom's house. Watch this. Watch this, y'all. She done fucked me up. Hold on, let's see. What is it? I knew he was over there. You don't never video call me. You don't never video call me unless he's over there. And he on the tablet.
Yeah, well, we just came in the room.
Mom. Mom, I'm having an important conversation online right now, so we can't do this tonight.
Okay, I talk to you tomorrow.
All right, I love you.
She will be back at 10 o'clock or 10:30.
Okay.
Right,
love you.
Love you.
Yeah. She always video calls me when my nephew's over her house. She loves that. Okay. This is someone's daughter. Sister calling at the perfect time. No, my mother. My mother calling with my, she's babysitting my nephew. That's why she's calling. But, peanut butter was not, peanut butter was not a good idea, but it's too late. We're already here. But the whole calling, this is someone's daughter, just like it's someone's son. But the difference is that when men do sex work, for some reason, it's kind of an indifference thing. But when women do sex work, it's arguably very detrimental to the woman. And it's like, what the fuck? Why is that? Why is it that women participating in sex work is considered way more detrimental than men participating in sex work? Because there is no conversation about men in sex work ever. Like I can't even think of a time where I've heard people talk about men in sex work. When it comes to sex work, it's always in reference to women. Why is that? Because the conversation about sex work is a bunch of different things. Because women will also tell you that sex work is hard work. And I'm not even denying that it's not hard work. But is it hard work in comparison to other shit you could be doing? And I think that's the conversation that needs to be had. It's not that sex work isn't hard, but is it hard in comparison to the other shit you're doing? Because if it wasn't, because let's be real here, in life, there are plenty of adults who inherently go for the easy option. And they go for the easy option for a reason. Because life is hard. I don't want it to be hard. I want it to be easy. But women always hear, oh, you're just saying porn is easy. It takes a lot of work to be a porn star. I'm not saying it doesn't take a lot of work. I think it arguably just doesn't take as much work compared to other jobs you could have. And the reason why you picked it is partially because the only skill you needed to know was how to be good at having sex. Or not even being good at it, being performative enough. It has been openly acknowledged that porn is notoriously bad acting. So you don't have to be a good actress. You just have to have a certain type of body, which isn't even really true anymore because there's plenty. The fetish gates are open. So in today's society, it's not that people don't have fetishes back then. It's more so it is way more open and acknowledged and curated to the point where you can literally be like, hey, I can fucking fit a niche, right? People who are into feet, people who are into skinny petite girls, people who are into, oh no, step bro. Like, there's so many lanes a motherfucker can go into. You ain't even gotta be the people, you know, with all the body positivity, you ain't even gotta be skinny. You can be a fat BBW, whatever the fuck, curvy girl, whatever you want to call it. And you will find a lane. Almost every kind of woman will find a lane. And here's the kicker. I know it's not the easiest job you can do. You know why I know it's not the easiest job you can do? Because women who are porn stars are now ex-porn stars who just do softcore shit online. Why do you think Twitch went through that fucking epidemic where like you just had a bunch of girls who were doing hot tub streams and fucking they were booby streamers, titty streamers. That's what they were. They were literally called that because instead of having to have sex with someone, which is way more work than just sitting in front of a camera bullshitting for 2 hours and making thousands of dollars. That's literally all you had to do. Plus, on top of that, you can make other types of content erotic. You've heard erotic ASMR, which doesn't even require you to fucking do anything but whisper. Now, if you want to pop up on camera, whisper and do some ASMR shit while wearing a low-cut shirt. So I'm not even saying that porn is the easiest job you can have, but it's arguably easier than this other shit. The other thing is, because I would make the argument being a social media influencer is way harder than than making porn. Before we had YouTube reply girls. Exactly, YouTube reply girls. Like, the type of women, not all the women in porn are these kind of women, but there's a lot of women in porn who are the type that are like, hey, life is hard and I want to make my own money. And then the conversation comes into, should you be proud of the money you made? Technically, you made your money through your own effort and your physical skill. Technically, yeah, you should be proud of the money you made. But there are plenty of women who will openly tell you that with every other job, it's a good side and a downside. And the detriments of being a porn girl is a bitch. It's a bitch for multiple different reasons. Now, because we're in this whole, I think because of this whole backlash, especially from the red pill community, about how being a sex worker isn't a good thing because no guy is going to want to marry you, and the kind of guy that you're interested in doesn't want their wife's vagina on OnlyFans or on porn sites. The reason why a lot of porn girls turned into OnlyFans models is because then they had to pay because they didn't get all the money from the porn they were in. Realistically, it has to be shared with your male co-star or the other women or other men in the fucking video or in the content that you're making. You had to pay for they had to pay for the mansion or the rooms they were using, the lighting, the cameras and shit. So a woman doing porn is still only getting a portion of the funds compared to everybody else because just like everything else is a fucking business. The reason why a lot of girls went on to OnlyFans is the same reason why a bunch of Twitch streamers exist. Same reason why we have YouTubers. Nobody wants to have to pay everybody else when they can just make it themselves at their house and get all the profit. The problem that comes in is that the market is oversaturated as fuck. Not saying there aren't a bunch of guys and even women who aren't interested in indulging in porn from women and men, mainly women, but I'm trying to remind people the men's side of porn is something we need to acknowledge. We just don't because it's easy and because no one really gives a shit. It's not like there aren't people who are interested in these things. That's why a lot of them go into like specific fetishes. There's a girl right now who does ASMR and fucking has 2 Patreons and an OnlyFans. Her Patreon is a normal ASMR Patreon. The other Patreon is a feet fetish Patreon and then an OnlyFans account. It's literally, which is kind of that part has become hard because you now have to become a social media influencer, a fucking OnlyFans titty streamer girl, and still promote all this fucking different content. There are literally girls, and I'm only using ASMR because that's the rabbit hole I've fallen into, where I've literally found girls that do like basic ASMR, then you got the girls who do erotica, and then you got the girls who do erotica, and then on top of that, do like something else on OnlyFans or Patreon, right? And the reason why this shit happens is because that's what happens when you step out on your own. Like a lot of these girls don't want the fucking, hey Jay, man. A lot of these girls want the respect that, hey man, I'm putting in work. I gotta be a social media influencer and a fucking porn star. Yeah, but like the porn you're doing is way easier than what you would have been doing in a fucking studio. Oh, Jay's on that. Jay's on that energy. Because here's my question is, do we view being a social media influencer as hard work? Those guys who are constantly keeping up with trends, constantly putting out content, because we're in this fucking generation of YouTube where if you drop only one video a month, you're getting lost in the algorithm. There are plenty. And then you got the girls who have, well, it's not even simps. Well, listen, do you think everyone who watches porn is a simp? That's the difference. Because do you think porn stars became well known just because motherfuckers were buying DVDs? No. Motherfuckers were just finding her content. They were looking at her content, and that information got spread around, and the word of mouth caught them up. It was just in conversations. It was just conversations in the back, like, bro, did you check out Jessica da 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 da? Man, she got her, that video on Pornhub was crazy. Now you've created a stream of viewers. Paying for it for OnlyFans is simping. I wouldn't say that's simping. Because then it comes into the question, what do you define as simping? Paying for sex? So if a man bought a prostitute, is that simping? Because it's the same thing, except, I mean, I get the argument is worse. I think people have lost the meaning of simping to a degree. Simping to me is being obsessively paying a girl with the idea that money is equated to affection and love, and that she will at some point reciprocate those feelings just because you subscribe to her OnlyFans. To me, that's simping. When you become obsessive over a woman, probably more likely online, although simping can happen in real life too. Exactly. Because let's be real here. How many functional adults do you think subscribe to porn sites or porn actresses, Patreon and OnlyFans? Like, do you really think it's just simps? I think people need to be a little bit more objective about this shit. Like, it's more than just simps. There are back when people acted like the porn industry wasn't pushing technology. Like, back when we were in that era where it wasn't even cool to even enjoy porn in any form. Well, to me, that probably does need to happen anyway. The same thing with weed. Like, weed should be legal everywhere. Like, prostitution should be legal everywhere. Because as long as they're two consenting adults and there's a financial transaction being made, then it makes sense. People also got to realize the same thing about weed, the same thing would happen with prostitution. It'll get regulated. You can probably be taxed for it. So guess what? How many women are going to really want to keep doing porn in the same vein when they're not making as much money off of it? Because you got to go pay the fucking government. Granted, a lot of those women have to pay government anyway in self-employment taxes, those who pay their taxes, but the point I'm making is it'd be the same regulations. And Retro Jeff, that's probably that's what I would view simping as more so. There are plenty of functional and rational men and women who subscribe to porn sites, who are putting money into OnlyFans or Patreon or any other fucking sexual gratification site. Why? Because motherfuckers like shit. They like shit a lot. And they want to support the person who's making the shit that they like. So y'all okay with a whole generation of OnlyFans girl and future generations of OnlyFans mothers because that's where it's headed. Why not use that money today? Because no one wants to fucking date, Jay. When you're online, you are constantly reminded how evil men, how evil women are, how evil fucking society is, how evil whatever race insert here is, how they don't treat their insert race of women well. People aren't dating in general. We are literally in an era where dating is at an all-time low in every country. It's worse in some countries than others, but like literally. Also, I don't think supporting OnlyFans is really gonna keep creating these mothers. What's creating, because people, this is where you do have to get into the why. Why would you do OnlyFans? Well, I've already kind of talked about why you would do OnlyFans other than being like a porn star. Because a porn star, you don't make all the money for your sexual, like, quality, your sexual value. You can't make all the money off of it. Because in porn, when you're doing porn, there's so many other things that go into it, like the camera and the fucking your co-stars and the fucking fees. Like, you're not making all the money, right? That's why people got on OnlyFans in the first place. It's like I said, the same thing with Twitch, or the same thing with taking donations instead of waiting for the YouTube paycheck. That's why people are like, "Hey man, donate to the video. Like put in a donation or a super chat," because no one's trying to get waiting for the man to pay you when you get more money from the person paying you directly. It's the same shit. OnlyFans is the fucking donation world of which is funny because OnlyFans wasn't even meant to be that. As much as people want to be want to hide it, porn makes stupid money, like offensive amounts of money. There's no way you're gonna convince me that that's just fucking like that's just specifically losers, simps, whatever you want to call them. No, we have functional adults who pay for it. Why? Because there's an emotional lacking in their life, and they don't have a significant other. So the way that they fill that void is through that content. But they still function perfectly fine in society. Therefore, people can't keep saying anybody who's on OnlyFans or like, not all these fuckers are losers, okay? Now, people might view them as losers, but objectively they're not. Some of these motherfuckers are like businessmen and women who fucking just live their lives, and they get online at the end of the day when they get off and they get their cup of coffee. I mean, they're like their drinks and whatever, and their groceries, and that's what they fucking do. They enjoy themselves in the privacy of their own home. They spend $15 a month on some premium content from another adult who's presenting it, and then they go about their business. Is that a simp? No, that's a motherfucker who's just enjoying his money or her money. I was in Asia before the Passport Bro movement. It goes back to my original point. Most women won't make it. A small percentage of women are making money from OnlyFans. Well, that's true. You're right, dude. Because there's so many women who are getting into sex work, the money isn't as strong as you think it is. Because there are plenty of women who are making like buku amount of bank, but not every woman is making that kind of money, and there's no way for every woman to make that kind of money. That's why the fucking content has to get super specific. That's why there are women who literally bought like the fake giant breast things, the breast implants, to do the inflation fetish. Because there's a whole fan of people who want to fuck with the inflation fetish. And you do that because just like in YouTube, when you're trying to stand out with a different content style, that's what they're doing. They're digging at a niche. There's a fetish for girls to have their breasts inflated. I'm going to target this market and become a popular e-girl in that particular fucking line of work. And that's what they fucking do. You got girls out here, women with secondary, Jesus Christ. A consumer and a simp are most definitely two different things. Absolutely. If you travel abroad to find a woman, I have no issue. The Passport Bro thing is a very different conversation and changes depending on what country you live in. Because even in this conversation, I'm an American. Retro's in the fucking Netherlands. Jay's originally from London. Well, technically he's not originally from London, but like he was raised in London. But the point is that shit changes depending on which country you're in and what country you're trying to go to. And unfortunately, I don't want to get too deep into that conversation because I'm not as well versed to have that conversation. So, and I've noticed the fluctuation in the sex work is work. It is work. I understand why people don't think it's work because they don't view sex as a job. But here's the thing. Everybody wants to make their hobby something that they can make money off of. So if you're a nympho, someone who loves having sex anyway, you know what you probably would like to do? Get paid for being a nympho, especially because not everybody wants to fuck all the time. But some people love to watch people fuck. Like that's just the nature of the situation. Also, I forgot the joke Retro made earlier. Yeah, this video is getting demonetized like a motherfucker. So thank you guys for the fucking support on the video, and thank you for the donation earlier, Revolver. Because, yeah, this is getting bombed to hell, guys. Yo, of course. And there is a double standard when it comes to men and women enjoying sex. Like, even when it comes to OnlyFans and simping, right? Men simping is never looked at positively. But do we ever talk about women simping? Do people find it weird? Do people make fun of women for simping over men? Actually, that's the next question. That's the next poll. Hold on. All right, next poll. Is simping over men loser behavior? Because we always talk about men simping over women as loser behavior. Is the inverse also true? Is it fucking loser behavior when women do it over men? Because no one ever talks about when women get like, man, he's attractive. Yeah, simping over a man. No, women simp for bad boys. No, that's not what I'm. No. A simp is a simp. Losers no gender. You say that, Retro, but we both know when people talk about simping, it's never about. It's always no. I mean, like women simping over men. If a woman sees a man and simps over him, like that's a male OnlyFans model or like a male OnlyFans guy, right? Because there are e-guys all the time, right? I mean, it could be gay too. Because, I mean, that's what gay men would do anyway. But the fact that the majority of you currently are saying that that simping over a man isn't loser behavior, but simping over a woman is loser behavior, means that that's the double standard in itself. The double standard is that for some reason, simping over a woman will always make you a loser, but simping over a man will not make you a loser, which is wild to me. I know why it happens, and it goes back to the sex work conversation, because Revolver brings up a point. There is a double standard when it comes to women and men over sex. No, that's not true. You think women don't simp at all? You don't think women simp at all? You don't think women? By that argument, that means the male strip clubs don't exist. You tell me women don't get obsessive over a guy and spend ridiculous amounts of money? Well, agree, J-Man. Fucking simping will never make anyone happy. But there's a reason why it happens in the first place. You're missing something in your life and you're using this you're using this OnlyFans girl, this e-girl, or this e-guy to fill this hole and void that you're lacking in your personal life, which is why this is becoming an issue in the first place. Well, yeah, Revolver, yeah, but my point is it loser behavior regardless? I didn't talk about what kind of girls they're simping over for men, because it doesn't matter. The fact that I said a man is simping over a girl, you don't give a fuck what the girl is. Why are you simping over a girl? So the same thing goes for women. I don't care what guy she's simping for. She's simping for a guy. Is that a problem? Well, yeah, exactly. That goes back into the double standard. There are certain things women are allowed to do that men aren't allowed to do, even if it's the same fucking thing. It's just that the gender of the person doing it is different. And that's kind of the double standard what sex work is. Even when it comes to men and women. When men conduct themselves into porn and sex work, it will never, ever, ever be viewed as negatively as when a woman does it. So the gender thing goes both ways. Men will be always chastised for simping, women won't. Men don't get any backlash mostly from porn, but women get backlash all the fucking time. Which also gets into the conversation about it messing with the children. That's not the sex worker's fault. Like, people need to be fair about that shit. Sex work is porn and shit on sites that a child shouldn't be able to get to at a certain age. And if a parent was doing their fucking job and parenting the child, they wouldn't be on those sites. Hell, they wouldn't even have access to those sites. And some will go, well, that's monitoring, that's locking down their freedom. Bitch, what? If you live in a bad neighborhood and you tell your child to stay in, you are technically refusing your child their freedom, but you're protecting them from the streets where a fucking shootout just happened 10 minutes ago. That's just called a sound decision. If you don't want your child exposed to porn, guess what? Don't give them a fucking internet connection on a laptop that you ain't monitoring or have any parent control options on. That's what trips me out. I'm like, that people will blame those people who blame sex worker for corrupting their kids are people who ain't parenting their kids. These are fuckers who were like, I left my child online and I'm surprised he got into some shit I didn't know about. The fact that he was online, I bet you the first site he went to, you didn't know what the fuck it was. What the fuck is OoTube? What the hell is OoTube? What the fuck is Tumblr, right? What's YouTube? What's fucking Instagram? If you aren't involved in your child's life, you can't all of a sudden be like, why are they watching porn? Bitch, you're the one who gave them a device and didn't monitor it. Well, that's not completely true. Remember, there's YouTube Kids for a reason. They can access YouTube. They just don't need to access like normal YouTube. They should be accessing YouTube Kids or kids apps. If you're sitting there complaining about why your son is exposed to sex, maybe because you fucking let them get online at the age of 5 for no goddamn reason. What's wrong with you? What's up, Six Lenses? What's up, Twin Tails? Guys can imagine female simps or them being bad because they are brainwashing to thinking that when a hot female teachers rapes a male kid, he should be lucky. Of course, because that toxic masculinity we fucking live in, right? That toxic masculinity goes both ways. It benefits a fucking woman, and it also is a detriment to a man. And and guess what? It's perpetuated by mostly men. Because that's how we were taught. And it was a terrible teaching tool. And anytime a man tries to break out of it, he's then put into a box of being either gay or fucking weird or asexual. Like he's excluded from being a traditional man. But I don't want to get too much into that. That's a whole bag of worms that Twin Tails, I've been streaming consistently. Like if you go back and look on my channel, I stream a lot, especially on Friday nights. I'm always streaming on Friday nights most of the time. There's a couple of exceptions. But yeah, I stream a lot. I ain't gonna lie. Since OnlyFans became out, it's been hard out here. Women found a way to make a shit ton of money. Of course, they did. That's why everyone jumped onto the bandwagon. But see, OnlyFans also contributes to the loneliness that people are feeling in general from the stream from last week, right? You want to know why you feel fucking lonely? because the girl that you want to get with is making six figures. How is she making six figures? Posting shit on OnlyFans. Or even if she's not making six figures, she's probably making more than someone her age probably should be making. There are plenty of women in their 20s. You might have to click the notification bell, Twintel. Like, or unclick it and then re-click it. Because you know YouTube does that dumb shit where it views you as a dead subscriber. But YouTube is burying this man's truths. Ain't nothing new. This is the struggle, baby. I don't make this content because I know it's going to make me a fuck ton of money. It doesn't, because this shit will be demonetized as soon as it gets published. But the reason why people feel lonely is because women are out here there are women in their 20s that are making more than any guy will make until he hits his 40s at least, 30s or 40s, because of how the economy is, at least in the US, right? And so women are making 70K off of OnlyFans. You're making 50K off of OnlyFans. And my boy's still in school because you're both 21, right? You're both 21, but she's already making at least 40, 50, 60K at 21. You're in college studying for a degree to make that money yourself. And she's like, I don't want to fuck with you because you're a bum. Even though the dude at 21 isn't actually a bum, he's just 20 fucking one. So what it creates is a woman with high expectation. Well, I can't fuck with you if you ain't making at least 50K, 60K, 70K, 80K, 90K, six figures, right? But there's no way for this man to hit this goal. So you got dudes in their 20s looking at these women the same age as them who blow them out the water, but also still want them to be a traditional man. When I think women's expectations, being an OnlyFans woman, is not realizing, hey, I make an absurd amount of money for someone my age. I shouldn't be fucking with a dude. On top of this is a profession where any woman who gets on here, or man, any person gets on here, I gotta stop that. Any person gets on here to become this person and is literally rewarded and praised. Like the most type of negativity you receive is from those talking about this isn't some Christian quality type of work. This isn't a real job. Like they get berated online, of course, but they're also showered in praise by those who pay for them on a monthly basis to keep making this raunchy content. And fine, that's cool. That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But it also creates a false expectation of the world. That it's either full of people who dislike you because of the job you work, or a bunch of people who love you because they love your body, they love you, even though at the end of the day, that's fake praise. These people don't fucking know you. Neither of them know you. The people who hate you or the people who love you, they don't fucking know you. You know what they know? They know a figure online. And as we all know, online figures do not equate to real people, okay? There's a persona that comes online, and the real you is the one behind the curtain moving the fucking marionette to get them to do what they think the people will like. And that's why it gets into this conversation of sex workers about how you'll ruin your life, which is arguably still true to a degree. Because realistically, if you want to be a teacher and you used to be an OnlyFans woman, no one's gonna fucking be like, yeah, I can see my teacher's vagina, or I can see my teacher's cock ring on fucking OnlyFans for $15. So you got these kids who aren't being monitored by their parents, finding content that wasn't meant for them, but it also being content of you in the first place. Half of the reason why people need to pay attention to what they post on the internet is partially because of others' ignorance. And some of you would go, that's not really fair. Why does the OnlyFans girl get punished because the mother isn't watching her son while he has free reign on the internet at the age of 7? Well, you're right. It shouldn't be the OnlyFans girl's responsibility or the OnlyFans guy's responsibility for the mistakes of a mother not watching her child. But guess what? We live in a world where that shit's always been a problem. The same thing about a woman It shouldn't be. It should be okay for a woman to go out at any time of the day without having to worry about getting raped, right? We both know that's not fucking true. Same thing, or even you being able to go out any time of the day and just walk without running into the risk of possibly getting shot. Yeah, but once again, that's not how reality works, guys. You can only control your actions. So you need to know that in the world we currently live in, life is not fair. Life is not fair. Well, Six Lenses is arguably better prostitution. I mean, think about it. When you have sex for a living, you will always run the risk of either getting pregnant or having some sort of sexual transmitted disease. It's arguably the reason why people have become e-boys and e-girls is literally to avoid some of the pitfalls that happen in traditional porn and be able to keep 100% of the profit, or at least 90% of the profit, versus the 35 or 25 they would get in like a full porn session. Ironically enough, it's a safer form of sex work because being a prostitute is dangerous, especially when it's illegal. That means there's no protection. It means once a man or woman pays you to have their way with you, that's it. That's all the consent they get. Like, that's all they fucking need. And you're sitting there going, bro, how did things go so wrong? And I'm like, because you picked a profession with a high risk of getting fucked over. I'm not saying it was right and that you deserved it to happen to you, but you also put yourself in a position to make it easier to happen. And people don't want to take responsibility for those choices. Like, if you put yourself in the middle of a gunfight, even if you don't have a gun, did you deserve to get shot? No. But did you make it really easy to get shot? Yes. Same thing when it comes to sexual assault and harassment and all this other shit. Did you deserve those things to happen to you? No. Were you in a weird dark alley in a neighborhood you didn't know in the middle of a night, and for some reason a guy came up to you and said, will you come with me in this van that you didn't know, and you got in anyway? Did you deserve to be sexually assaulted or raped? No. But why in the fuck did you put yourself in a position where it could be easily available to happen to you? It's the same thought process. Do you deserve to be chastised by mothers who don't watch their fucking kids about your content when your content isn't meant for them? Do you deserve to be harassed by those people? No. But do you need to fucking be putting your content out in the first place? No. But you put yourself in that position. So guess what? There is no job that doesn't have some bullshit attached to it. So spoiler alert, this is your shit. If you can make money by put pictures of your feet or your dick or whatever online, that's the L you have to trade it for. You're going to get fucking called all sorts of names. Is it fair? No. But most of women know this shit going into it. There are plenty of videos from ex-prostitutes and ex-e-girls and current e-girls who literally will warn you about all this shit. The beauty of the internet is there's no way for you to not know something unless you're actively just not looking it up. And the internet's fucking, and you can go to the library and get on the internet. You ain't gotta fucking, like, even if you don't have a computer, like, the fuck? And this is the important conversation. These are the important conversations that need to be fucking had. Like, sex work is work. Simping should be loser behavior on both sides. Men and women need to recognize that when you put yourself in these positions, before you make these fucking decisions to become an e-girl, e-boy, porn star, whatever, these are the things you should be looking for. There are plenty of online sources for you to look up before making these decisions. Because no one gives a fuck when you complain about these things. Because, spoiler alert, you're the one who chose the profession. It wasn't like you grew up at 21 and was like, fuck, I can be anything in the world. But I think I'm going to be forced into this whole OnlyFans thing. You're going to be forced? Yeah, man, I think I'm going to be forced into this OnlyFans thing. I don't think there's nothing else I can really do. And I'm just like, You're 21. Do you think you're like 90 and your life is over? Nah, man. I want to get these new Crocs or these new Gators or this fucking Corvette. I'm gonna have to throw some ass to the camera and make that couple $4,000 or $5,000 real quick. You could. There are other avenues to make money. Nah, I think this is the best choice. You know what? I think I'm gonna get on Twitch and just get one of those low neck shirts and just be like this. I think I'm gonna do that. You don't have to do that. Yeah, but I feel like this is all my only choice. Well, it's not. It's not. It's not your only choice. But people want things their way, and they have to learn the hard way when they make those mistakes. Yeah, because there's on top of that, if you're someone who's like, there was a couple girls who got on OnlyFans and was surprised at how there's an ASMR artist I know, and some of you might know her, who got on OnlyFans, who whole goal on OnlyFans was to make tasteful art, right? Not realizing or just not caring that OnlyFans has become mainly a porn site. I understand that it was not meant for porn, just like Tumblr wasn't meant for porn, just like DeviantArt. Deviant, it's in the name. I don't know if I can defend DeviantArt, but the point is, there are plenty of sites that weren't initially for porn that are now used for porn, and OnlyFans was one of those sites. Okay, you got on OnlyFans to make tasteful art. Were you wrong, and did you deserve to be harassed for that? No. But did you put yourself in a position that you could have avoided if you had just did a little bit more research? Yes. But we're also in an era where people don't learn shit from reading or research. There are plenty of people who can easily figure shit out that don't, and get online and make the mistake anyway, and then they have to deal with the repercussions before they're like, maybe that wasn't the greatest idea. And you're just like, what in the fuck? You had all the resources to you. Why did you do this? Why did you do it? Well, I just wanted to know you had the resources. There are plenty of people who are in your position who have openly been like, watch your shit before you fucking make the mistake. Here's a video before you go and try to build a house without knowing what the proper tools are. Here's a video of what you need before you build a PC. Here's a video before you get into relationships, things you should probably look at yourself and work on. There are videos and tutorials for every fucking thing. So when you get online and you still make the mistake anyway, it's your fucking fault. Absolutely. But that doesn't change whether you deserve it to happen to you. And that's important. No one deserves to get raped. No one deserves to get murdered cold-blooded. But if you put yourself in positions that can get fucking for that to happen to you, why'd you do that to yourself? Why'd you make it easier? Not saying you deserved it, but why'd you make it easier for it to happen? Like, no one's trying to get struck by lightning, but standing on your roof, wearing a fucking raincoat and a goddamn umbrella as a conductor in the rain, why would you do that? Did you deserve to get shocked? No. And that's why, and I think the problem is that that's the difference, I think, in today's society. A lot of people now are like, you fucking deserved it. You stupid son of a bitch. You put yourself in the alleyway, you deserve it. And I think what's happening is people have lacked empathy. You can be empathetic without being stupid, okay? I can be like, you know what, Julie, that you did not deserve for that to happen to you. But the next question can then be later, hey, what were you doing in that dark alley in the first place? Because if nothing else, you want that person to learn, don't do that. Don't put yourself in those positions in the first place. Because if they don't if they learn that lesson, they'll make their lives just a little bit easier. It's not a fucking It's not an automatic call. I'm protected. Shing. But it's still like, hey, click. You know what? I can be a little bit safer about this. That's why we have videos about people who got scammed and robbed going into other countries, which is definitely speaking to the passport bros. You know, the motherfuckers who want to go and get a woman in South Africa or Korea or some other foreign country because they can't stand American women. Fine. If you want to do that, cool. But plenty of those people have gotten robbed and killed in those countries on that same bullshit. And why? Because yes, you did not deserve to get robbed, but you also could have not put yourself in the position to be robbed in the first place. And I get it that I'm using extreme examples. I understand the examples I'm using are technically extremes. There's a very, very, very small percentage of people who's walking into a dark alley like intentionally knowing what the fuck is going on. Most of this shit are subtle mistakes and shit happens to you. But still, it doesn't change that you need to be aware. And in a way, you can fault your parents for not teaching you these tools, but also recognize as an adult, not everything is someone else's fault. Sometimes you just fucked up. Yeah, Retro Death, that's my favorite phrase. That's what you get. You play stupid games, you win stupid prizes. It's also all this coddling. These people have mental health issues and are enabled. Exactly. Take your ass to fucking therapy. We're in this whole mental health saga, and people want to tell me how they have depression and ADHD. Did you go to therapy? Did you go visit your local doctor? No. What the fuck are you doing then? Mr. and Mrs. and they, thems, you got all these fucking emotional problems. Are you taking medication? I don't believe in medication. What in the fuck? What are you talking about? What were we supposed to do then? And that's the thing when it comes, and sex work is another one of those. If you play a stupid game with sex work and you don't know what the fuck you're getting into, don't do it. Because sex work, like anything else on the internet, once that shit hits the internet, you will never go away. It will always be on the internet. That one picture you posted of yourself assed out on a club will never go away. And what's crazy to me is that, and there's two different parts to this argument, but I'm gonna start on this side first. It's crazy to me when women get mad when men say, I don't want to marry that. And you're like, why? Why are you judging me off of a photo? And I'm like, men are allowed to have that prerogative. And a man telling you that men don't want to date or marry a woman who has a bunch of online pictures and videos of herself either A, getting fucked by other dudes or or just showing her whole body to the internet is a fair statement for a man to make. Just like it's a fair statement for a woman to make if the roles were reversed. Maybe a woman doesn't want to date a male porn star and e-boy, right? It's the same shit. Like, they're allowed to have that prerogative. What they're not allowed to say is that you deserve it. You deserve it. I'm like, no one deserves, especially if that's not what they were intending. If I got online to make $1,000 and I ended up embarrassing myself, I don't deserve to be embarrassed. Could I have made smarter decisions to not lead to the embarrassment? Absolutely. But I don't deserve to get embarrassed. Empathy is just something we're lacking as a society. I'm tired of the therapy thing. Some people need therapy and a lot of people need to just grow up. Yeah, but here's the problem, Revolver. They're not growing up through society, obviously. That's why we're having the problem. So if we're talking about how do we get them to grow up if society isn't helping, why not have them go to some sort of medical institution and get better? Oh, what's that? But I don't like the stigma. What in the fuck? Do you want to get better or do you want to worry about what other people are saying to you? Because either way, you're not going to win this way. The fuck? It's gotta be legit therapy. My thing with therapy is that thousands of dollars are to vent essentially, unless you got major problems, is not a great option for most people. That's probably true too. With therapy, listen, therapy has always been around, but people don't talk about therapy in the way. But the problem is that because therapy is now getting the focus that it kind of deserved a while ago. Because let's be real here. I'm going to think almost all of us are probably walking around with some trauma that we have not properly talked about and addressed. It is absolutely feasible to me that a lot of us are dealing with a lot of undealt with trauma, and we're just coping in our own ways, and some of us can still function in society without it looking negatively on us, right? We probably still need to talk about it. We probably still need to have it. And the problem what's happening is that you're taking all that unchecked, unhandled trauma into new relationships. That's the other reason why people are single and lonely. You got two trauma-based people in a relationship, neither of which have worked out their problems trying to build a relationship. And what are they using to bond with? The fucking trauma. No, you idiot. If you use the trauma to bond with, if one of you gets better, the relationship dies. Or if one of you gets worse, the relationship dies. It requires you to be in this certain traumatized state to have a consistent relationship. And as everyone knows, people with trauma go up and fucking down. No one stays traumatized at this percentage for this amount of, for like 6 years. That's not how it works. Because trauma can go up and down based on exterior factors. You could be at work and be triggered, and it can lead to a fucking spiral. Your girlfriend or boyfriend may have nothing to do with it. It's fucking wild, bro. It's fucking... Oh my goodness, bro. I hate it because this leads into so many other topics. I know I need to be fully stable before getting back into another relationship. And that's fine. And I think that's really what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people recognize they got too many existential problems to be sitting here trying to work on, to be trying to date somebody right now. But let's be real here. We all get lonely. And half of the reason why motherfuckers get on sites like OnlyFans and fucking Patreon and Pornhub is because you're having a moment where you feel sad and alone and you know you don't want to get a prostitute. And so you get online, you find this nice video or content creator that makes the kind of stuff you like and that gets your rocks off and you enjoy yourself. That's a fucking consumer. I went and searched for some content I wanted. I found it. I bought it. I enjoyed it. And then I went about my day. And here's the question. Do we think porn and fucking... Do we think... It does help. Do we think porn inherently is... That's another question, baby. That's the next question, baby. Do we think porn is inherently evil? Is porn inherently evil? This is important because it kind of goes into the whole basis. If you think porn is evil, that would automatically mean you view sex work as evil, which would explain people's opinions. I'm going to be real with you, though. That last poll proves to me there is a bias between women and men and their attitudes. So if motherfuckers talking about you ain't biased, no, you're biased as fuck. No, it's not a loaded question. Because, well, explain, Revolver. Explain why you think it's not a loaded. Why you think it's a loaded question. I want to hear your opinion before I say what I say. And the reason why I'm saying porn, whether or not porn is evil, is because people make that claim all the fucking time. That porn is evil and it ruins lives. Which, the way I look at porn is the way I look at junk food. Can porn fuck up your life? Just like junk food can fuck up your life? Yes. Does it intrinsically just fuck up your life? No. It breeds a person joy. The problem is that emotional value is not weighed the same versus like physical value, meaning it's bad for you, therefore it's evil. When it is completely possible to have something that brings you emotional joy that leads to better choices in the world. That's the reason why people give themselves cheat days. Like, is it healthy to go fucking eat McDonald's every third Sunday of a month? No, but it brings you that joy because it's inherently good, but it's also a clear reminder of not to get caught up in shit. Because most people who eat that shit on Sundays, if you have a mostly healthy diet, it's not going to hit the same. You'll still enjoy it, but the after effects of it will feel way more prevalent. Because on both sides, it can be considered good or evil. Morally, corn pushes us to degenerate behavior, but it can help with it can only help with release. But my question more so is not that it can. I'm not saying it can't be both. What I'm saying is, do you think it's inherently evil? The rabbit hole is important, ladies and gentlemen. Because at the end of the day, it comes down to the individual. It absolutely comes down to the individual and the choices they are willing to make. I think people walk around with stress because we don't have enough intimacy with the opposite sex. Of course not. Because the gender roles are screwed, and each gender has their own stresses that the other can't properly relate to. I think women's stresses come more in the latter half of the relationship, whereas men's stresses come in the beginning. Because of all the shit we got to do just to get you into the stage of talking to us and then us starting to date. Like, that's a lot of stressful shit. And because there's mostly guys here, almost every guy knows what I'm talking about. The anxiety that comes with seeing a girl you like, but being terrified to ask her out because A, especially nowadays where you don't know if A, she's single, B, if she's even in a position to want to date. Like, everything is a gamble. You have to walk up to her. And if it's like a public place, you know you're not going to see her again, or you can't bank on seeing her again. So a lot of people have to make a split-second decision, which stresses you the fuck out because you ain't trying to do that. You came in here for some Pop-Tarts and some fucking corn dogs, and all of a sudden, this could be your future husband or wife looking you dead in the face, and you may never know because your ass didn't stand up and go, hey, I think you're attractive. Are you available Friday night? Regardless of the result. Like, that's where we're at. There's a lot of stress, and it scares us. And then we have to deal with the rejection when it happens. Because there's no guy who doesn't get rejected. Bruh, one of the worst experiences I ever had was some shit that I felt like I got bullied into. I got bullied into a rejection, it felt like. I don't know, y'all have had this moment when you're in school, right? And you're talking to people, and everyone's talking about their crushes. Like, if you're with your guy friends, you talk about your crushes or guys, like, women that you're into, right? Now, I didn't have anyone I inherently was like, man, I love her. But I had girls I thought were attractive. So a couple classmates asked me, what girl do I think is cute? What girl would you be into? And I was like, I don't really have one I'm like super into. But I had a girl who I thought was generally attractive. I thought she was cute. And so I mentioned her. And then I didn't think nothing of it, bro. Didn't think anything of it after that. Went on about my day, did my classes, whatever. All of a sudden we're at lunch and I get hit up by, I don't remember, how was it? Was it her? I don't remember if it was her or if it was her friend. I don't remember who it was. But it was either her or her friend, like, came to me and was like, I'm sorry, I don't like you that way. And I'm like, what the fuck? I wasn't even trying to date. I wasn't even trying to ask you out. I just thought you were cute. God, and that bummed me out for the rest of the day. Because I was mad that I got rejected on some also because there was no like trust with the friendship. How you gonna fucking just hold me out? You think I wanted y'all to play matchmaker? Fuck you. And that shit bothers me. And that shit happens to guys a lot. Where things out of our control get us hoed. But being told, nah, you ain't it, regardless if you were trying or not, it still fucks with your ego. And that's literally what happened. I'm sitting there talking with my friends, enjoying lunch. Nah, you ain't it. Fuck. I wasn't even trying to be. Damn it. Like, it made me mad. It generally bummed me the fuck out. And it happens. It always fucking happens. And that's a stressor a man deals with. Porn is evil. Porn is evil. Porn is evil is either said by people who don't feel the industry abuses women, which is very true, I feel. Old school real porn. Or on the other hand, it's said by women who got mad because a man watched it. You have women online saying men don't deserve love. Of course. We also have a very toxic interaction online. Granted, some of that is, I'm not going to say hyperbole, more so it's coming from extremists, which are the loudest voices. I don't think every woman dislikes men, and I don't think every man dislikes women. I think the problem is that you have extremists on both sides, and depending on who you are and what kind of mindset you're in, if they catch you at the wrong time lacking emotionally, you will get dog walked. And that's what fucking happens. And the problem I don't like is that we have skits. We have a lot of online comedians who make fucking jokes that really are just perpetuating the same stereotypes. Like, y'all seen the skit where the caption is like, when a man expresses his feelings to a woman. And the skit is a man chilling and a woman being like, it's like, honey, why don't you ever talk to me about your feelings? And then we go through the yada yada of, yeah, I don't do that. I'm not going to do that. And she be like, no, baby, don't worry. You can trust me. You can trust me. And then he confesses like a little bit of his feelings. And then she leaves. And I'm like, oh, so the joke is that women don't give a fuck about a man's feelings? And I'm like, is it relatable? Yeah, but is it really good to perpetuate that joke? Not fucking really. And I think that's the conversation that's really been happening a lot lately. Men are being a lot more expressive about the fact that, like, bro, sometimes I want to come home and just like be on some bullshit, right? Be on some like childish bullshit. And a woman will be like, that's not manly. And I'm like, bro, why is it okay for you to act like a child and you get babied and you get coddled, but it's not okay when I do it because of the difference of genitalia we have? And it bums men out. I think the reason why men take some of this shit harder is because men, the extremists for women is that they'll grow alone, old, and die. The extremist for men is that nobody will ever love you and you are not worth a goddamn thing. Not even saying that the woman thing isn't bad, but the way men take that shit is like, bro, it's so sad. Now, granted, some men are bums and we don't do enough to like make ourselves appealing. Like, get your hair cut, practice good hygiene. There are just certain traits we don't indulge in that we probably should. Because unfortunately, as much as people don't like to acknowledge it, to get anything in life requires work, time, and effort. And as much as people don't want to admit it, we don't like doing that shit. The same lazy girl who wanted to get on OnlyFans because she didn't want to get a real job is the same lazy boy who got on OnlyFans to follow her because he didn't want to go through the real work of bettering himself to appeal to like more women and to get out there more and practice socializing. They're both on some bullshit, but only one is like truly fucking like talked down to, like or talked are like reminded of it. Like a man is constantly shamed for even watching porn. Like that's wild. Like a man is constantly shamed for that shit. A woman is only shamed for working it. And that's why sex work is bad. Both men and women consistently tell boys that one day to man up. Exactly. Toxic masculinity. It don't just come from men and it doesn't just come from women. Men get screwed by their own gender. And I wish women were a little bit more sympathetic to like, not all of us are fucking dickheads. Some of us are trying to be better people. Some of us are going to therapy. Some of us are trying to talk to our partners about our problems and be transparent with them. So you know what doesn't help? When you become very fucking distant and be like, I don't know, bro, you acting kind of sassy, and you're just like, oh, come on. I was trying to do the thing you wanted me to do. But see, but the thing with sex work is that sex work is still, it's not, it does loop into itself. But not every situation is exactly that example. Not every woman goes into sex work not knowing what the fuck they're getting into. Some women know exactly what they're getting into, and they're just like, fuck it, fine, I'm fine with that. Some people transition out of sex work and become social media influencers. And people get jaded because you realize, bro, did I just lose to a girl because she had her titties out? Yeah, and that's why people got mad and started talking shit about booby streamers. Even though the male streamers who would probably watch you are watching her. So what you're mad about is that she just knew how to appeal to an audience better. Is it a little unfair that it's her natural talents, it's her natural body that does it? Yeah, but life isn't fucking fair. Like I could spend all my time being mad at these reaction channels that do some lowbrow ass content. But hey, it's not like I'm out here doing anything crazy. I'm sitting in a fucking room recording a stream, hoping to God, hey man, I hope someone donates $5,000. It'd be really nice if I got $5,000. It's on some same bullshit, just different lane. I think people need to humble themselves and recognize no one's really better than the other. The problem is when you're considered a lower common denominator, you're used to being disrespected. Some people assume that there's nothing wrong, and those people are just fucking idiots. No, shit can be wrong with you. Absolutely. Women want men to be sensitive by listening. I think women need to recognize that when they're being unreasonable is when people get mad. Like the fucking skit about the woman who just wants to come home and vent. And men realizing women don't want a fucking solution. And being like, fuck. Like, you kidding me? At the end of the day, I agree. They need to just regulate sex work. Period. Wanna know why? Because you see how many motherfuckers are doing it with it being illegal. So you're not making it illegal hasn't stopped anything. There are plenty of fucking grown ass men and women who are out here engaging in the same content for the fuck of it, even if it's illegal. So if you got this many people still indulging in it, and people paying for it, I feel like it'd be in your best interest just to take that financial L. Not even take to take the immoral L. Because people are doing it anyway. You might as well get a part of that pie, make the money, especially because half these fuckers indulging in it themselves. People don't want to admit that they're out here subscribed to an OnlyFans and Patreon girl. You know why? Because they don't want to look weak. But a lot of us do it. Hell, there might be people in this chat, in this call, in this fucking stream who do it and will never tell anybody because they know how it'll look. That's just the nature of the beast, bro. It doesn't make any difference because the girl that you're putting money to or the guy, they're still getting paid regardless. Do not make it legal. That's the problem with the world. Dante, why? Like, for something that's illegal, prostitution and porn and sex work has become more and more frequent, okay? At this point, it doesn't make any sense to keep it illegal. Because you haven't fixed, if anything, more people have gotten into it. Do you think that there are less girls now than there were back then who are into it? No, it's easier to get into now more than ever. You can be 16 years old and become an OnlyFans girl. Is it smart and is it something you should do? No. But you can. But some people like the personality tied to the person. Like, remember, we're also in the social media age, right? We're in the personable, Instagram, fucking social media era. So a lot of these girls are on social medias. Oh, if you subscribe to the private Snapchat, you can talk to me directly. Like, we're in that area. It's become less about the body and the connection. Because some of this shit isn't even about the sexual gratification. Some people just want a connection with somebody. Even if it is manufactured to a degree. Is that sad? Probably, yeah. Like, what are you gonna do? Some people need this. Now, their happiness is on a legal consenting age with people in their like 20s or 30s or whatever the fuck. Well, yeah, Revolver. I think people would prefer someone in person. But let's be real about it. Life is cruel, and that won't fucking happen for some people. Hell, the way things are looking, it won't happen for a lot of people. So acknowledging that and moving forward is just, hey, this is what it is. And it hurts. As someone who's single, I can acknowledge that, like, there are nights where I'm just bummed out about shit. Because I ain't got no one to talk to. It's not like I don't have friends for a God. Some nights that loneliness hits you. And you catch yourself lagging. And so well, you do what you gotta do to get to the next day. It's not the healthiest thing in the world. But it's how people cope. Life is hard out here, bro. You got friends like us. Bridgehead love and support, bro. Oh, God. All right. Time for the water. Oh, my God. The agua. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Bro, sometimes being with someone feels like you're the loneliest person in the world. Yeah, but that means you're with the wrong person. You're just with the wrong person. That's not how it's supposed to be. No one gets in a relationship to be fucking alone. Shit happens. You made a bad decision. Get the fuck out of that bad decision. You gotta work on it. Like everything else in life. But I think we're coming down to the hour and a half mark. And I've kind of hit the main limit of what I wanted to talk about. And with these kind of videos, I don't really want them to be dragged out. So I'll give you guys some time if you want to ask any questions that may or may not need to be asked in the next 5 or so minutes. I'm not Revolver, you would have to donate something crazy for me even to consider it. Like dead ass. I'm not even like fuckers. Listen, I appreciate the support, but like you gonna have to donate something crazy for me to take my shirt off. I don't even here's some full disclosure. I don't even sleep with my shirt off, bro. I know plenty of guys who do. I don't sleep with my shirt off. I'm also afraid that if I take my shirt off and like you guys never see like my legs or crotch, it'll just look like I'm naked on the damn thing. Guys, I'm not gonna just take it off. We're sitting here talking about sex work and y'all want to end the fucking stream on some take your shirt off. You gonna have to earn that. You gonna have to work for that one, buddy. I'm not about to take my shirt off, okay? You would have to surprise me with a crazy donation for me to even consider it. And that's gonna be hard because now that I've been donation bullied, I know what like crazy amounts of money looks like. Not crazy, but like decent amounts of money looks like. We ain't doing that. Ain't doing that. But yeah. We can shoot the shit for like another 5 minutes and then I'm gonna get out of here. Because tomorrow we're playing more Batman Arkham Knight. I'm hoping the computer doesn't shit the bed. Spoiler, it might shit the bed. Alright. Looking at a girlfriend would be ideal for you? How specific are we going here? If we're talking, I'm trying to say how we do this. If I'm talking just general appeal, I don't care if she's taller than me. I don't care what race she is. I want her to have her own ambitions, her own goals. She must be open-minded. We cannot. I'm not even gonna humor it if you talking about, man, I don't fuck with like. If you're not even willing to hear me out in a conversation, we're not doing that. She also got to be realistic. Like, we got to be on the common ground. Bro, we went on 6 dates and I paid for all of them. Don't expect me to be out here taking you fucking to every like little thing. Like, we should be able to work stuff out. My main thing is I'm able to talk to you freely and openly. Donnie, why you come so late, bro? You must have been hanging out in Tyrone's stream. I'm thinking Tyrone streaming. He should be. But yeah, I want a woman who like. Oh, they're doing tails tonight. I didn't even know that. All right, here we go. But yeah, I want a girl who I can talk to and be open minded with. She's gotta have a dark sense of humor. I love that crass dark humor. It's also because but see, the problem is I don't know how when it comes to women, the kind of women that men end up with and marrying aren't even the women they initially were looking for. Like some women have like the base traits that the guy was looking for, but some traits they didn't have, and they didn't know that the man wanted that trait. It just happened to work out that way. So really, my main core thing is that she just needs to be open-minded. That's like the most important thing to me. Because then we can have a conversation. We can discuss things. The most frustrating thing to me is getting locked down into a conversation because she doesn't want to talk. I've had that happen to myself in life so many times. It's frustrating. I don't like being in situations where we can't converse freely. And we have to like hide shit. Especially if it's someone I would potentially be marrying and living with. I'm not trying to be in a position where I can't talk to her freely. That shit sucks. We're all going to say stupid shit. But being able to think about it and have conversations about it is a lot better than hiding it for 6 months and then it coming out in a very awkward way and then being like, fuck. Ooh, I've got to stop that shit. Fucking kicked my damn dresser door in. But yeah, communication is very important to me. Communication and willing to listen to people. And I'm not perfect at it because I'm still trying to get my shit together in terms of talking and interacting with people. But my issue is more so, are you trying? If the answer is yes, We fucks with you. We absolutely fucks with you. As long as you put in the effort and work, I'll never get mad at you. But put in the effort and work. Because that's, to me, one of the most important things. But yeah. I don't know if there's really anything else to go over. I think I'm going to leave it at that, guys. I think that's the most that needs to happen tonight. I got some stuff coming. I'm off until like Wednesday. So I'm gonna try to get a video that I've had in the editing room out of the editing room and into the fucking hands of the people. So you guys can enjoy it. And I hope it starts a new string of like content for me. So look forward to that. Tomorrow is Batman Arkham Knight at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on my Twitch channel. Twitch.tv/The Insane Game Freak. Follow me on Twitter or X at The Game Manic. Sunday I'll be on Tyrone's stream for Blue Dragon. Wait, what? Revolver, what? Revolver, I think I missed that one completely, buddy. I'm gonna be real with you. But yeah. There's that, and then next week we will kick back with doing One Piece Odyssey on Tuesday. Hi-Fi Rush with KG on Wednesday. Thursday, nothing. And Friday, more YouTube streams. Oh my God. Fuck you, Revolver. And yeah, let's go raid Tyrone since he's catching all the mons on that shit. Go raid Tyrone. But with all that being said, though, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support. I appreciate it. Thank you for the $5 donation, Revolver. I appreciate it. Hope to see you guys tomorrow on Twitch at 10 p.m. Eastern for Batman Arkham Knight. And until then, life is a game. Play to win. And I will catch you guys later. Peace. One Piece. My hands hurt because I slapped them too hard. Why did I do that?